Hey, what's up YouTube? It's the Homeless Patriot here, and today I wanted to make a video about if you guys are thinking about travel or adventure traveling. You know, that includes hitchhiking, backpacking, going out in your camper van, you know, anything like that. Alright, so first let's start with the pros and cons. Alright, let's get the bad news out of the way first, so I'm going with cons. Alright, so when you're adventure traveling, security and safety, I think, are like the first two things that come to mind for obvious reasons. I've never personally been like attacked or anything, any harm to my, body come out of hitchhiking or backpacking or any of that kind of stuff. But when you're out doing that kind of stuff, you're a prime target for thieves, for anyone trying to mug you, theft, because they see you with your backpack walking around, they see you in the camper van, they know you're there. That's something you got to take into consideration if you're doing these type of things. Like I said, I've never been robbed or mugged, but when I went backpacking in Hawaii, my friend actually got some of his stuff stolen. So it's just something to be wary about. All right. And another thing, when you're sleeping, that's a huge concern. Let me tell you, that's a big concern when you're out doing that kind of stuff, man. A couple hours before nighttime comes around, you want to be at your spot getting ready at least an hour. I would say an hour or two before it gets dark. So finding somewhere to sleep is definitely kind of stressful sometimes, especially when you're in an environment like, let's say, close to a city or in a town where you want to be low key. You want to be as low key as possible when you're doing these type of things. So I suggest, looking for a spot to sleep hours before darkness comes around. All right. Another thing is injury. If you're out doing these types of things and you get hurt, your legs, backpacking and hitchhiking, if you're in a car and you get kind of hurt, it'd be kind of easy just to go to the hospital, wherever you need to go. But if you're backpacking or hitchhiking and you were to injure your leg, you were to break your leg, or something that'll significantly reduce your mobility, I mean, that's a huge concern. That right there could just ruin the whole trip. A trip can go from super badass to fucking horrible real fast, guys. Keep that in mind. Another thing is depending on where your location is, wild animals, wild dogs, that's kind of a concern too, guys. So make sure you always bring, not only for animals but for humans too, some sort of self-defense, anything you really can. I always carry a knife. I hope to get my concealed carry pretty soon, because you never know. There's some crazy shit when you go out and do this kind of things. All right. Another thing is weather. I don't want to get too much into weather because I plan on making a video about the gear I use and all that. So that kind of falls under weather, under weather more. But you're at the mercy of the elements. I would really suggest doing some research on where you're going, how the climate is, if it's going to be cold, hot, and if you're going on a really long trip, I mean, you're going to cross through pretty much all those types of terrain, coldness, hot, rain, you name it. So you got to be prepared for all those things. All right. Another category I think is for con is personal hygiene. I don't know about you guys, but I like showering every day, and I'm kind of a sweaty dude, so I sweat a lot and I feel uncomfortable at the end of the day. I need a shower. But when you're out doing this kind of stuff, it's pretty hard to get a shower in every day. That's just how it is. If you got a camper van and you got a good setup and you got a little mobile shower, or little pump, whatever, great. But I guess this falls more under for backpacking and hitchhiking. You don't have the option to shower every day. It's just, you might go 1, 2 days, 3 days sometimes without showering. My best solution to that was these little orange, like, wet towels, kind of like baby wipes, but they were made for, it's pretty much a portable shower. You take them out and you just wipe your whole body down. And honestly, those were a lifesaver. Those things work pretty good. It's this orange pack. I kind of forgot what they're called, but you guys should look into that. It's really handy to have a small little pack, just, one little pack to keep the weight down. Another con is like how you would be seen hitchhiking. You know, most people, you know, you got your car, you're pretty well dressed, you know, you're showered, so you look pretty normal. But when you're out doing those kind of things, the backpacking, hitchhiking, van life, people tend to look at you differently, and it's just something you really got to get used to. You got to swallow your pride. You got to, you know, dissolve your ego quite a bit. When I was in Hawaii, we were backpacking around the island, so you know we weren't staying at hotels or nothing. We were just camping it, and most of the times when we showered, we're at those public showers that are outside just to kind of rinse off the beach water. That's where I would shower. I would sometimes get in my briefs or my shorts and just scrub up. You know, that's what you had to do. And of course, there was a bunch of people around me like, what the fuck's this guy doing? But I honestly could care less because I wanted a shower. I needed a shower. You're gonna be seen as a bum, and some people are gonna help you out, which is cool. It's kind of a double-edged sword. But some people will help you, and other people would just be like, what the fuck are you doing? Kick you out of places. Just think you're a hitchhiking bummy piece of shit. But I mean, that's just how it is. Another con is you're not very mobile. Unless you got the camper van, obviously, you're super mobile. But if you're hitchhiking or backpacking, you really don't have, you know, you're on foot most of the time. Unless you have a bike, sweet. But you still don't have that much range. So that's something you got to take into consideration when you're getting dropped off, when you're going through a certain area. Make sure you resupply. If you're running a little low on anything, make sure you get it in town when you can. The pros, it's honestly really fucking fun. That's the biggest pro to me. It's just such a fulfilling experience. It's so rich for your personality, for being a human. You see so many things that most people only dream of. You know, you meet awesome people, you grow so much as a person, and it truly makes you a lot more humble. You get a true feeling of the environment you're in. You feel so connected to the location you're at, where you're going. You're walking everywhere. You're using sticks for tools. You know, you're so connected to the environment, and it's just a whole other experience. It's something truly beautiful. And on the pro is the people you meet. Honestly, the people, when you're doing this kind of thing, the people, that's what's really going to make or break you sometimes. Because on some of these trips, it gets brutal. You got to be very strong-willed, because some days you're going to want to give up. Some days you're going to be like, you know, I want to take a bus, or I just want to get the hell out of here. But you got to stay focused, determined, and you got to have faith that, you know, maybe today was a shitty day, but there's always tomorrow, and tomorrow's going to be way better. It's exactly how you got to think. People are going to make or break you, are going to make you when you're feeling just absolutely at rock bottom. You know, people, it really came through for me during these type of things. They'll give you food, they'll give you advice, I really don't take money from people because I generally don't need it. They'll offer you money. I mean, that's up to you guys if you want to take it or not. I generally don't take it unless I really need it. And they'll give you rides. Locals will show you around. I mean, honestly, it's really great. You will see the nicest side of people when you do these type of things. That connection with the stranger that you don't know is just like, it's something else. Alright. Kind of already went into expanding your consciousness. You know, not your consciousness, but your perspective, sorry. Expanding your perspective of the world, who you are, where you're going, and just how many more experiences there are on this earth. There's just unlimited amount of experiences and people, and it's just so intertwined. It's just mind-blowing. Another pro, it's cheap. You know, you're not really paying for, well, unless you're traveling in the van. Actually, that can get pretty expensive with gas. But as far as backpacking or hitchhiking, you're not paying for your transportation. So right there, you save a ton. You're not paying for hotels. Again, saves you a lot of money. So enables you to travel without having a lot of money. Yeah, there's a lot of sacrifices, like I mentioned before, sleeping, showering, security, blah blah. But I mean, it comes with a package. It's getting kind of dark in here. Sorry. And the thing that I love the most is how free you really feel when you're doing these type of things. It really puts you back, almost back in time to how humans were. You're so dependent on the environment, on the weather, on yourself, the equipment you have on your back, and it makes you feel so free. It just, something about it that, I don't know if it's something primal, I'm not too sure, but you feel so free, you feel so human. And that to me is priceless, you know, priceless. Very humbling indeed. But I guess that's about it, guys. I'm really trying to be more interactive on my channel. I rarely post, but I kind of want to post more. If I had a bigger, maybe if I had a bigger audience, but obviously I had to do more videos to get a bigger audience. But I really want to start expanding my channel. So if you guys have any input, you know, comments, feel free, like, subscribe. It'll truly help me out. Future trips, you know, any questions, I'm here. I got a bunch of experience, so I guess that's about it, guys. Adventure traveling, to sum it up, it's just so badass. There's just so many things I could talk to you guys about but I don't have that much time. I want to keep this video kind of short, which, shit, it's already going on 14 minutes, but I mean, should you do it? Fuck yeah. Should you go blindly into it? No. Start off small, get your equipment, watch tons of video, ask a lot of questions, get maps. Be prepared, guys, because this isn't for someone who's careless. This isn't for people who are kind of ditzy. You got to be on your game, you got to be sharp, you got to be ready. If you go out and do this kind of things, you're not mentally strong, it's going to tear you apart and you're going to give up. It's hard. It's hard walking miles with these backpacks fully loaded. It's hard getting rides from strangers, you know, that you don't trust. You really got to use your intuition when it comes to these type of things. But that's about it, guys. I mean, shit, I'll do it. Adventure travel, do your planning, get ready, and you know, have a fun ass time, because I know I have. Alright, guys, the Homeless Patriot here, and I'll catch you guys next time.